Hello everyone, and welcome to the unboxing, actually setup or install of the new Engwe P275 Pro model. This is their latest and greatest model, and this is totally different from what Engwe has made up until now. And as you can see, this comes up partially disassembled or partially assembled, and we are going to put it back together in one single working bike. So to do that, first we have to take off the packaging. The packaging itself has also been upgraded. As you can see, Engwe uses a lot more foam and cardboard. The box was reinforced in some key positions, so the bike will arrive to you in a better, safer way. And as you can see, it's almost done. I'm going to leave that for now because there's the handlebar with the wires and the display, which is sensitive. I'm going to let it be held by the frame. I have released all the other parts such as the kickstand, front mudguard, seat, and rear rack, and of course the front wheel, which is surprisingly light. I like that design with spokes, that now it's back on Engwe. And I'm also going to leave that because there is the rear mudguard which is not fully fixed right now, and I don't want to bend it, so I'm going to leave that foam, and when I put the bike on its wheels, I'm going to remove that and fully fix it. To continue with the setup and make it very easy, especially if you don't have a dedicated stand for assembly of bikes, the first thing you do is just put the bike on the side. We are going to install the front mudguard. It fixes with a screw here and screws here. The screws are pre-installed. You have one there and the screws here on the fork. So you just take those out, put this on. Then we are going to install the front wheel and the kickstand. And then you can put the bike on the wheels and you can continue with the others. And here is a small tip. When you get the bike, at least mine came this way, you can see here the correct position of this, but you are going to be tempted to put the front fork in this position, which is actually reversed. The front fork should be in this position with the caliper in the rear part of the bike. So you need to rotate this, and you are going to rotate that also. So be sure when you are installing the mudguard not to get the things the wrong way, such as installing or trying to install the mudguard this way, because it's not going to work. You are going to see here first, because these brackets are going to hit the wheel shaft on this side. So you need to rotate this and fix it on this side, and now you are no longer going to have that problem. You can fit the bracket, and you can also fit here the mudguard in the correct position. So that's how it fits. Also, the mudguard comes with this band here. This is for not touching the front fork and not making noise. So you are going to put this and fix this bracket in front, not on the rear like you do on some bikes, and that's the correct position for this. So you are going to put the screw here in the front to hold that bracket. And now we are going to install the front wheel. That's very easy. You have to remove the front protection shaft here. This is for the transport, so the fork doesn't bend. You get some tools in this bag included by Engwe, so you can use the spanners here to take that protection shaft off. It should come out fairly easy. You just loosen it from one end and a bit from the other one, and off it will go, just like that. Then you are going to remove the protection for the brakes. Is this plastic part which keeps the brake from not overextending during transport. If somehow the brake lever presses, this is hydraulic, it's going to push out the pistons too much and they can be damaged or lose the brake pad. So take this out, and then We are going to install the front wheel, and here's another tip. It has some washers here, very important to know their order. They are installed in the correct position by Engwe, so you are going to remove nothing, just loosen up. As you can see, this is in a locking washer and another washer, the same on this side. You are just going to loosen them up, and these locking tabs here are going to stay outside and lock this so that the shaft is not going to rotate in the front fork and is not going to untwist these nuts. And you are going to fix the wheel like this. You are just going to hold these washers by your hand up. Those on the other side, they are going to stay down because we have gravity working here, and we are going to slide this into position. And as you can see, the locking washer has went into its place here, and now I'm just going to use my hand to secure this on this side and the other one on the other side, and that's enough for the wheel to stay in its position. So now we are going to put the kickstand. The kickstand comes with the screws pre-installed. You just need to take them off. Don't use a power tool like I'm doing because you can break the screws. The kickstand attaches very easy to this bracket. So we are going just to put the screws by hand so we do not cross thread them, because they go in an alloy. This is aluminum alloy or something like that. It's a light material, so it's very easy to cross thread it, so we need to take care. And now we can put the bike on the wheels and continue our install with the more dedicated electronics. And now we are going to rotate this into the correct position so we can then install the handlebar. So the screws here come pretty loosely installed, and we are going to also make this a bit twisted. So now this is free to rotate. This is very important also to adjust, because this thing here also adjusts the bearing here, and this top screw here will adjust the pressure here on the bearing, so the wheel doesn't have any kind of play here. The fork in the headset, you are going to adjust the tension on that bearing from this screw, while these two on the sides will just clamp this so it doesn't rotate independent from the wheel. Very important to do that properly. We also have to take this bracket out so we can fix the handlebar. So there are 4 screws holding this bracket. And now the handlebar will come off the protection here. And there is one more thing to do here. We are going to study the wires. So the wires are going under this part here, so this should come through on this side, and now it's going to be rotated this way, and that's the correct position the handlebar will fit in. You can see that also by the brake line on this side, so it doesn't have to be on the other side because it's going to be overly twisted. And now we can fix the bracket back to hold the handlebar. And now we can remove this part here, this foam, and we can install the bracket like in the front. Very easy. We have the screws here pre-installed. We just take them off, put the brackets in their position. And now we are going to install the seat. Very easy. We have this adapted clamp here. No longer has a quick fix, because having this type of system will not make it easy for someone to steal your saddle. So we are going to just put this in here. I'm going to loosen up the clamp. So the clamp is loosened up. It has here a minimum insert, so all this part should be at least in. And I'm going to insert it up to that position. Alright. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to fix the clamp hard enough for it not to slide, but you don't need to overdo it. You have here a torque written, it's 5 Newton meter. Right, and you put this on the highest position because you are going to see that in the full review. It's adjustable, quickly adjustable. We now have to install the pedals. A big word of caution here because people are still cross-threading them. You have an L here and an R here, and you have an L here and an R there. Don't put them in the opposite way. You also have here an arrow which shows you how to properly install this. Don't use power tools, don't use force. They need to go in very easy, and follow that arrow, not reverse it, because if this doesn't go in easy or doesn't go in at all and you force it, you are going to cross thread it, and then you are going to complain that your pedals have fallen off and you don't have here a screw that holds the pedal, because that has happened to a lot of users because they didn't pay enough attention when they installed this. So very simple, but very important to do it properly. Don't forget to tighten it up when it's fully inserted by hand. And now we have the rear rack, which is optional if you need it or if you don't. That's very easy. You just have the screws pre-installed. 2 screws here, 2 screws on the other side, 4 screws in total. Take them off, put this on, put the screws, and you are done with the rear rack if you want to install it. There are also 2 more things that you are going to find in the box with the accessories and the tools. You have this small LED stop lamp that's specially designed for this seat. This seat here has a clip underneath, somewhere here. Okay, so you are going to remove this and you are going to fit this. By the way, you turn this on off by pressing this. Very nice to have. And in this other box you are going to find a classical bicycle bell, because this thing is mandatory in some European countries. You can get a very big fine if you don't have one of these things, and this is loud as hell. And now in theory we should be able to start it. So power button is here and it works. You can switch working modes, you can turn on the LED lamp from here and so on, but that's going to be the subject of the full review. So that was it for now. That was the assembly of the bike. Be sure to follow my next uploads to see this in proper testing condition. Until then, see you and bye bye.